What happened to the Nike Cortez? I remember buying these bad boys in 2020 for $60 with no issues. Now, if you go onto the Nike store, you get a product is no longer available page. They seem to be unavailable everywhere. Only place they seem to be available now is on everyone's favorite website, StockX. So what's going on? Why the rarity for a shoe that was so abundant just a couple months back? Well, I'm going to be trying to answering that question here in this video. Stay tuned. Looking at the graph for the prices of the Nike Cortez Basic on StockX gives us a good idea of when these crazy prices started to pop up. Between the beginning of 2020 and the beginning of 2022, we can see that the price average steadily rose between $50 and $100 over the course of 2 years, which seems like a pretty big price spread, but you got to remember that these MSRP for $75. So a plus minus $25 price spread isn't too crazy. Now, March 2022 is when we see dramatic increases in the price. So from March 2022 to now, at the time of filming this video in late July, the average price is around $150, which is double MSRP. So what's causing this? As I stated before, if you try to purchase these directly from the Nike website, they are no longer listed. And if you somehow get a direct URL, you get a product is no longer available page. But do third-party retailers still carry them? Looking at other retailers online, they are either out of stock, they only have women's and youth sizes, or the prices are just completely out of control. As a little experiment, I decided to see if I could find them at my local shoe stores. First, I went to Shoe Palace and they didn't have them. I talked to the employee there and he told me he had no idea why they were out of stock and why they were so hard to find. Next, I hit up Journeys and they also didn't have them. Then I hit up another Shoe Palace and I found them, but they were only in youth sizes. Next up was Finish Line. Now they had the Cortez, but they had this colorway, which I'm not a big fan of, for $90. They also did have a Cortez colorway on a different shoe, which I thought was pretty funny, but they didn't have any of the classic colorways that I was hoping to get. Then I hit up Foot Locker and that was another L. Lastly, I hit up a retailer called Core, which I'm not too familiar with, and they actually had them. They had the white colorway and they had the black colorway. I picked them up excited because the hunt was over, but then I looked at the price. Yeah, they were charging $209.95 for the white colorway and then $189.95 for the black colorway. I couldn't pinpoint exactly when the Cortez was delisted by Nike, but based on some of these Reddit threads, I was able to pinpoint that it was most likely around the September-October months in 2021. So pretty much like late 2021, which is weird because around the same time, some articles started popping up that were celebrating the shoe. Like this article right here saying that the Cortez is poised to have a big 2022 since this year, the Cortez is celebrating its 50th anniversary, but you can't find the shoe anywhere. Now, one logical culprit is the supply chain breakdowns from the COVID-19 pandemic. Late 2021, Nike and other corporations had become heavily affected by overseas supply issues, breakdowns. In fact, Nike's CFO claimed that they had lost 10 weeks of production with more to be expected. On November 23rd, 2021, a leaked screenshotted email that was sent from Nike to another shoe retailer outlined that all orders, future and current, would be canceled due to supply issues, which ended up canceling the 2021 holiday and the 2022 spring and summer. I also remembered around this time, the Air Force One, which is another one of their classic shoes, became really hard to find in person and online. So Nike was definitely hurting. However, in this CNBC article, a retail advisor noted that even though Nike was having supply chain issues, the demand was still there, thus creating a FOMO situation and an opportunity for Nike to take advantage of. Fast forward early 2022, Nike's on the path to recovery. Nike transformed their supply chains to help mitigate the impact of COVID-19, and this really helped them get back on track after losing many months of production. As a little piece of anecdotal evidence, when I went scouting for the Cortez a couple days back, the Air Force Ones, which were before becoming hard to find, were now fully stocked. So they're definitely doing a lot better, but where's the Cortez? Well, not really a conspiracy, but we all know that the best thing for a brand is hype. So Nike creating hype for their own shoe isn't really a conspiracy. We've seen Nike do it with the Jordan 1 and the Dunks. Nike is very clever and strategic when it comes to creating demand for their shoes. I think Nike's trying to do the same thing with the Cortez, at least for a little bit. Maybe not to the Jordan 1 or the Dunk level, but they're trying to do something similar and maybe short term. I mean, it's a little different with the Cortez. The Cortez has always been available. It's always been accessible and inexpensive. It's always been a part of the Nike catalog. I don't even think it's ever been discontinued in its 50-year run, which is pretty crazy. So for Nike to just kind of discontinue a staple for a bit of hype seems just a little bit foul. I could be wrong though. Maybe there's a specific factory where these are made where the delays just haven't caught up, and they might become available any day now. However, with the upcoming Union collabs and the Sacai collabs, which are fire by the way, Nike is definitely going to be riding out that hype train all the way to the bank. I'm thinking their plan might be to discontinue the classic colorways to hype up the collabs and the Cortez silhouette in general. Then when they're done with the big collabs, they'll drop small limited numbers of the classic colorways in between smaller collabs, thus creating more demand for the shoe. I could be wrong though, like I said, could be completely wrong here. Well guys, I hope that shed some light on the whole Cortez situation. Let me know, what do you guys think? Was the scarcity planned by Nike? What do you guys think about the future of the Cortez? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know if you guys have any other video ideas. I definitely enjoy your guys' input. Like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.